Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another game of the Vancouver Sevens. This one, it will be Spain taking on the Flying Fijians. Starting lineup for Fiji, they have already made their way onto the field. Josefa Talatholo, Filippo Bucchiaro, Seven Mothunofangi, Jeremiah Matana, Ponipati Loganamasi, Napoleone Balafa, who is back in the side. One of the men who took out that Olympic gold medal, and Kiminelli Rasaku also there. For the Fijians, for the Spanish, it is Juan Ramos, Paul Pla, Ceres, also Nato, Sainz Turpaga, Thiago Romero, and Eduardo Lopez, the last man on the field for Spain. But Fiji come in as huge favourites for this contest. You can understand why, but Spain have caused upsets throughout the Seven Circuit, so they certainly cannot underestimate the Spanish side in front of them. This dude is on the other live stream, says the Lol King, and please Fiji, I love you Fiji, says the Lol King, and I hope Spain can stay in this game. I mean, we just saw an extremely dominant performance there from Samoa over the Australians. That kick has not travelled 10 for the Fijians, so it does mean that Spain will get the early possession, whether they opt to go for the scrum or whether they go for the quick tap. Either way, it will be in their hands. Looks like they are going for the scrum here on the halfway line. Fiji's defence recently has been very strong. Unfortunately, they did let it slip in their game for bronze up against the Irish in the last competition, but Fiji were heavy favourites to go a lot further in the Perth Sevens than they did. They haven't got a gold medal in such a long time, and they are ready to try and turn that around. And Fiji, baby Fiji, says the Lol King, but that is going to be the knock-on there, accidental offside, in fact, from the Spanish player. Looks like Filippo Bucchiaro is now going to take the quick tap. Currently sitting on the halfway line here for Fiji. Good attacking run straight at the line. They're missing a few of their key players. No Vakunarabili, no Natongu in this one. They have got Josefa Talatholo, who now has his hands on the ball, trying to step through the defence, but Paul Pla has been able to drag him down. Filippo Bucchiaro going across here. Space starting to open up for Fiji. Spain's cover defence is normally pretty strong, though, in the way that they're able to shut down attacking plays. They've got plenty of pace, but can they stop a Flying Fijian Loganamasi straight through the gap? The answer is no, ladies and gentlemen, as Loganamasi puts it down between the sticks, and Fiji will take the first try of this contest. Tosa Ventitoso says Simran, and also Fiji from the Lol King. And there as well. But Ponipati Loganamasi scoring his fourth try of this year's Sevens campaign. Straight through. Sold the dummy, which certainly tricked both of the Spanish defenders. Massive gap opened up. Does score the try. Great start to the match for Fiji. Our halftime in that game between Samoa and Australia was 7-all, and we saw what type of momentum can be created throughout a 7-minute period. So pretty much as good as Fiji played, they need to make sure they have maybe 3 or so tries on the board just to back up how well they have been starting this match. But 7-0 at the moment for the Fijians. Go Fiji, says Spider Mech. It's going to be kicked off high this time. Does travel the 10 for the Fijians, although player taken out. I believe there was Loganamasi taken by one of the Spanish defenders. Little bit of a structure. We got the donation from Yanlu. And there's, oh, thank you very much. Says the Lol King. I know you are the king, says the Lol King. I thought it said the Lion King the first time I looked at it when I only glanced, but then I realised, yeah, it's LOL. Appreciate your kind words. The Lol King. I feel like I'm still going to call you the Lol King. 4 minutes remaining. Filippo Bucchiaro takes it off the back and goes himself. That was a massive gap in the Spanish defence, and he will score between the sticks again, Fiji. 2 tries in the first 3 minutes of the Vancouver Sevens campaign. Filippo Bucchiaro now. Now, I thought Loganamasi's 4 tries, that's relatively impressive. Filippo Bucchiaro, that is his 10th try. 10. We have only had 3 weeks. So he has scored on average 3 tries per weekend, which for any player is very impressive. I believe that will put him relatively close in the top 5 of leading try scorers that we have seen throughout this year's competition, but that is going to be over for the conversion. Now making the score of 14 points to 0 in favour of Fiji. And we bring it back. Fiji do better than Perth, please. Fiji have the lowest rucks per try ratio of all teams with 1.6 rucks per try scored. So pretty much they offload is the best way of describing that. And they also score tries quickly when in possession. Now Spain have got themselves some possession. They haven't had a huge amount of it throughout this matchup as of yet. But now getting to put a few passes together. And the Spanish defence cannot be underestimated. They've just knocked that one backwards, says the referee. It looked like a knock on to me. Paul Pla. Now look at her fly through the gap. Bocayaro does stop him. It was a little bit high, but it was effective. Now looking for that next pass out wide. Chance here for Spain to fire back. Saint Trapaga trying to go through. Quick step, and he's looking brilliant. He's carved through and scored the try. In fact, it's Josep Sarez, and he scores it for the Spanish. They are back in the game. Go Fiji, go. Says Avakesh. He stood there, and he just waited for the gaps to start opening up, and just kept on jolting around. He had some very good traction with those boots. I know that a lot of players have been slipping and sliding all over the place throughout the early stages, seeing as we are on AstroTurf, but scores that try Ceres. They'll now get themselves back into the contest. Spain, the kick has gone over, making it 14 points to 7. And Fiji made it easy. No, says the Lol King. And 12 of Fiji's 16 matches this season been decided by 7 points or fewer, and we are used to seeing a lot more one-sided affairs when the Fijians are in action. So just tells you this game, even though it looks like a bit of a mismatch on paper, could still go down to the wire. Come back across to the left-hand side now for the Fijians. Nice Salah dummy there. Oh, not gone though. Unfortunately, getting it wrong was Tiago Ramiro. That's a wide cutout pass. Nicely taken by the try scorer. Tosa Vititoso. Says Letiana there. Welcome in. Are doing extremely well. Hope you are excited for this Fijian Sevens campaign. The next game will be up against the Canadians. Now, we are covering the Fijian draw game up against the Blues. And during that game between Fiji and Canada does take place. But we will keep you updated with the score in both of those fixtures. At the same time, that is going to be a penalty won by Fiji. Great Salah, the dummy. And it's another penalty advantage. They've got numbers, just shifting it through their hands. Logan Amasi will score his his second of the contest. Celebration there with Josefa Talatholo as well. Fiji, please, says the Lol King, and they have now got themselves another try. Shall Fiji? I don't let Spain win. And it's all Fiji from here on. Says Spider Meg Logan Amasi. A very good game so far, finding gaps. At the end of the day, anyone who was out wide there could have scored that try, but it was all about the way that it was set up and how they built their way towards the try line. Hard drop kick attempt. Hasn't gone over, and that will be half-time now in this contest. I mentioned that Fiji, as well as they were playing early, they needed the 3 tries on the board to try and have something to work with. Throughout the second 7 minutes, they've been able to do just that. Just the one misconversion at this point. They have got themselves a 12-point lead. Should be enough, shouldn't it? You never know in a game of sevens. I feel like it's one competition that you can never quite predict until the full-time whistle blows. And Tosa boys, says Aletiana. It's all Fiji from here on. I'm your 103 subscriber, says the Lol King. That is a very specific number, the Lol King. Although I don't think you were called the Lol King back then, I wouldn't think. Trying to remember what your old username would have been. Second half, we've seen 2 tries already from Bonipate Logan Amasi. Filippo Bucayaro also able to cross the try line. We're seeing 2 conversions from Napoleone Balafa. It's done extremely well there. Joseph Ceres scored the 1 try with Juan Ramos being able to convert. I reckon 26-7. Ooh, okay. So you're saying Fiji won't score as many tries throughout the second half. Okay, interesting. And I'll name it go Fiji, says Robert Vale. I think the big thing for Spain throughout the second 7 minutes is just get their hands on the ball that little bit more, put pressure on the breakdown and also on the offloading of the Fijians. That is, of course, easier said than done, because if they get that offload away and you aren't there to cover it, normally they're running through a gap and scoring plenty of tries. As Rashab, of course, says the Lol King. And also we have got there, come on Fiji, do not go to sleep, says Spider Mech. They're very important. They do keep their eyes on the prize, which is that first place spot in their group. Going to be kicked off by Spain for the second half. Now get us underway. It's gone short, and Josefa Talatholo manages to claim it for the Fijians. That is not what Spain wanted. And that scenario now, nice run forward from Balatha, although he has dropped that ball and it's now available for Spain. Ramos looking off to his side, has found Ceres once more, who's been evidential throughout this one for this young Spanish side. It's going to be the penalty going the way of the Fijians, and only because they have a pattern where they score more in the first half than the second. Maybe they'll be surprising this game. Says at 7 run there. Great bit of work in the breakdown from Fiji to win that penalty. They will now have the scrum. AJ Jacobs, clear release on the ball. Looks like another change. Oh, here we go. Tareo Valawa, someone who has managed to break that trend for the Fijians, has been that man, because he has scored so many tries when coming off the bench. I love you very much, King, aka Kiwi, says the Lol King there. Now Filippo Bukearu to feed this ball in. On short side, finding Kiminelli Rasaku. We haven't seen a huge amount of him throughout this half. He's found himself more just waiting out on the wing for that opportunity. Josefa Talatholo throws himself at the Spanish defence. Sainz Propaga, the man who makes that tackle. I'm 34 years old, says the Lol King. Quick take taken by the Fijians. Now on the halfway line, Logan Amasi has already scored 2. Finds another one to Filippo Bukearo. Another offload to Logan Amasi. Keeping this ball alive. He goes straight through. And Logan Amasi, the hat trick for the Fijians. 3 and 9 minutes, like I've said, that is a very impressive hat trick being scored by Logan Amasi. He's now up to 6 tries. Perhaps he will be near the top try scorers of the competition by the end. Just does so well to deceive the defence. Age have nothing to do with anything. So here's a Spider Meat there. But yeah, brilliantly going through that gap. Looks like he's had his shirt ripped already, but he won't want to throw away this kit. This is the kit that he wore when he got himself the hat trick for the Flying Fijians. Kicker has gone over. Now making the score 26 points to 7. And he has actually been subbed. They have decided that that will be the last of his game. And what a game it was. 3 tries in quick succession. Kicked off short by Taria Tamania. Hasn't gone the 10 metres. Come on, Fiji, keep it up. And Vanakaviti says Aletiana there. AJ Jacobs, massive deep breath there on the halfway line. I think that it's relatively fatiguing running on that AstroTurf. And 26 says the Lol King. Now back across to the left-hand side. Oh, AJ Jacobs just had a slip. I mentioned about how it's hard to run on the turf. It's very slippery out there. Even the referee finding it out. Massive breakdown, clean out from the Fijians. They were off their feet, but they have still got the turnover. Filippo Bukiaro going off to Josesi Patitaringa. Gets it on the inside. This is good work from Fiji. Space opening up. Taria Valawa scored so many tries. He's going to be dragged down just short here, though. And it is going to be into touch. Now 5 minutes remaining. I think people have just arrived at the house. People from the wedding arriving home. Sainz Rapaga taken off the field now for the next 2 minutes. Because it is so close to the try line, it means that there was pretty much no option for AJ Jacobs. But, oh, hang on. Okay, not a penalty try for the Fijians, but I'm sure they won't mind it. I think that they will be able to cross the try line at least once more throughout this game. Toria Valawa now taking the quick tap. And back across to the right-hand side where Kiminelli Rasaku was waiting for it. He's got Joseph Talatholo with him, but he decides to fend off the defence. Paul Pla makes the tackle, but Talatholo 4 metres out for the Flying Fijians. Back out the back line. Nice sell of the dummy. Vailawa goes through. And Fiji have got themselves another one. They are on fire in Vancouver. That's exactly what they needed, this group. Some have called it the slightly easier of the three. Fiji had to make sure that they made a statement. Big fend in the face there from Kiminelli Rasaku. Straight to Joseph Serez, the try scorer of Spain. And call me Rishab or Rish. I'll go with Rish. I feel like it's quite a cool nickname. And Fiji can bring it home if they stay awake. Says Spider-Mick. Now the kick has gone over from Fiji. They have got themselves a 31 points to 7 lead. Now this is the end score between Samoa and Australia. Fiji still have 2 more minutes to try and up the tempo, put a statement and pretty much an exclamation point on what has already been a very strong performance. They are up against a 6-man Spain, once again trying to go for that 10-metre kickoff. And it has worked out, although the ball has bounced up for the Spanish. Perez now wrestled down on the halfway line. Penalty goes the way of the Spanish again. Quick tap taken. Going across to this left-hand side where they have got Lopez waiting for it out wide. I'm going to be in the next stream. There's the Lol King, and I believe that will be the match between the Fijian draw and the Blues. Now, they didn't call them Flying Fiji for nothing. Says Spider-Man Lopez now gets his offload away. For Spain, there just haven't quite been enough opportunities throughout this matchup. Great work in the breakdown from Filippo Bucayaro. Great hustle being shown by Fiji. And now looks like they're going to slow this down a little bit. Taria Valawa in no hurry at all to put this ball into touch. 1 minute 15 remaining on the clock. That kick is finding touch. Currently 40 metres out from their own line. Let's go Fiji. And thank you, Spain, says the Lol King. And yeah, unfortunately, Spain just haven't protected the ball in the breakdown enough. Now, that is hard to do when you've got a big Fijian flying at you. Easier said than done. Fiji are not done yet. They've got 50 seconds remaining. Filippo Bucayaro. Looks like they're going to be throwing it over the top. It was actually called for by Batitaringa, who saw a bit of a gap opening up. It's certainly what the Fijians have done. Getting back up to his feet. Goes again there for Taria Valawa. The offload back. Oh, not gone in the breakdown from Fiji. And in fact, the penalty is won by Spain. Kakite Spain, says Spider-Mick. Now going back across to the left-hand side. Looking to find the pass on the outside. They managed to do so. And Spain, I believe this will be the last thing we see of the day. It is Jeremy. His name is Trevethick. I don't think I've said that correctly, but that is actually how it is spelled. No, it is literally Trevethick is the last name of the Spanish replacement. And my birthday is tomorrow, says the Lol King. So hopefully you do enjoy your birthday. We've got sevens that is, of course, going to be taking place all throughout tomorrow. Also the Six Nations that we will be covering on the channel as well. Are we going to meet your future wife at a wedding? Or are you going to meet your future wife at a wedding? Says Robert. I can tell you that the most recent wedding, the answer is no. I think I didn't really talk to many people at said wedding, but that is the end of this game, ladies and gents. Fiji have won at 40, or sorry, that's not a 3, or sorry, that is a 3, 31 points to 12 in the end over the Spanish for this one. But the next game, we are going to be scheduling it very soon, ladies and gentlemen. That will be the matchup taking place between the Blues and the Fijian draw, so be sure to keep an eye out for that one. Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you all for the next one.